All right. Hello, friends, and welcome to day 5 of the 14 Days With You demo. I almost forgot what the game was called. Yikes. So I'm super excited to get into this. I was planning on what I was going to start out talking about before I started the video. And then I was like, wait, what was it again? I'm super excited to get into this. Honestly, truly, I feel like the first 3 days, I would say, I was kind of like, the first day I was kind of getting used to this game. Day 2 and 3, I was like, okay, I'm finding it a little bit boring, kind of. I want to finish out the demo just because there's only 5 days, but I don't think that I'm going to finish it once I'm done with the demo. And now I'm like, damn, this game's kind of slapping. We introduced conflict, and I feel like that's really what this game needed, was a little bit more conflict. It was feeling a little too boring, mundane. I don't know. So I'm super excited to get into this recording, see what is going to happen, especially with our, I don't know, stalker person, whatever is going on here. I'm still not convinced of anything. It could be somebody else. It could be Ren. I have no idea. I really thought that I knew this game going into it, and apparently I don't, but let's start playing. Rather than the faint chirping of birds outside my window, it's the sound of something buzzing that rudely pulls me from my slumber. Muscle memory immediately kicks in, causing me to haphazardly throw my arm above my head and fumble around in search of the noise. When my hand lands on what I think is my phone, I groggily pull it closer to see what all the fuss is about. My boss's name flashes on the screen, causing me to awaken. My phone's in front of the screen, so I don't know what the next word is. Fully. And I unlock my phone to read his message. I had to look at my other screen in order to read that. Maybe I should move it real fast. I like there. Okay. Recalibrate. We're good. Okay. The library will be closed today for pesticide spraying. Okay, bookworms are back. Oh no, not the bookworms. You will get paid leave. Oh, thank you. Well, that was relatively short and to the point. I don't know what else you want to say in that. Much like how Conan is always known to be. Though, he was never really the type to substitute letters with numbers. Oh. Okay. He was never really the type to substitute letters with numbers. So who is this message really from? He was always more of a punctual type, I guess. Oh well, maybe Eleanor was giving him texting lessons again. Or perhaps his daughter, Alice? Was she even old enough to text? Before I can let my thoughts wander, I instead busy myself with drafting a response before haphazardly throwing my phone onto the empty space near my bed and letting out a sigh. I'm so intrigued by this. He doesn't write like that. Also, I found out in between recordings episodes that we'll look at this later, but this was available as of last night in the game. So I need to look at that. Let me see. I'm exploding the ocean with my mind every single time. Oh my God. Looking for more MMOs to play. I can't help you. I don't like MMOs. I get anxious. I'm always scared of playing with people in a video game. I hope everyone has a lovely day today. Okay? If lost, please return me to Kidtastic. Oh boy. Remember to return your books on time. Maple, I would go to war for you. And there's another crab in my bag. Wow, okay. Planning on coming to the city today. Who's coming? Batting my pretty and demure eyelashes at you. I had a feeling. I started reading this. I saw caps in the corner of my eye here, and I was like, this is going to be something towards Teo. Wish I could bottle this sea breeze. Yeah, let me look at the cameras. Okay, the signal is lost in my bathroom. I don't know whether that's a good or bad thing. If I reload it, no, it's still lost in the bathroom. Okay. I did read that occasionally you can open this and actually like see things. I'm terrified. Oh boy. Anyway. Wait, empty space. That reminds me, what happened to Ren? The last thing I remember from last night was us snuggled up on the couch together. That's right, I didn't even think about it. But yeah, we fell asleep on the couch. And I woke up in bed. At that, my cheeks immediately grow warm at the thought. Without so much as thinking, I reach for my phone once more to check out the security camera app he installed. I did just do that. I guess it was a good purchase after all, since I could use these cameras to check if Ren was still in my apartment, okay? Looking for the app he installed on my phone, I open it up and navigate towards the camera in my living room. I see the telltale signs of my pillows and blankets on the couch, though what catches my interest is the fact that they were neatly stacked and put away, with no Ren in sight. Curious, I switched to a different camera to find him. He wasn't in my kitchen either and not near my entryway. There was no point checking the camera in my bathroom since, well, I'm here already, which only left. As soon as I check out the camera in my hallway, it's then that I notice a familiar pair of blue jeans and a soft cardigan slumped against the wall. Was that Ren sitting outside my door? What was he doing? Also, why don't I have the hallway cam? Why do I only have these? Give me the hallway. I can't wait to get jump scared by something. Oh boy, Five Nights at Freddy's style. Perhaps a bit impulsively, I sit upright in bed and call out for him. And almost immediately, oh, he's outside my bedroom door? I thought he was outside, like, my apartment door. Like, in the hallway where everybody else's front doors to their apartments would be. You're sitting right outside the fucking door right here? I have the wrong audio in the background. This one. There we go. This entire time. It's shortly followed by the faint sound of a throat clearing before a familiar patch of pink hair peeks through the gap in the door. Ren peers in and sheepishly looks at me with a soft smile before he opens the door fully and invites himself inside. Good morning, Kit. Did you sleep well? Ren looks like he wants to say something, but instead chooses to clam up and stare at his feet. I almost want to reach out and ask him to look at me, but I hold back in favor of letting him take the initiative. Still, it doesn't stop me from calling out his name. Ren? Almost immediately, Ren's head whips up as he looks at me with wide eyes. There's a crooked smile on his face this time, and almost timidly, he shuffles on his feet, as if deciding whether he can come closer. You asked me to stay last night. But then you started mumbling about not having enough room for something, so I carried you to your bedroom instead, and then you asked me to join you in your bed, and then you said something about the grown-up saying it'd be okay for me to stay, and I didn't really know what to make of that, to be honest. I'm trying to remember the dream that my character was having last night. I remember it was something to do with, as a child, playground. But I don't fully remember. The sentence that's confusing me is not having enough room for something. I don't know what that's in reference to. Crap, seriously? Was I really sleep talking about something that happened when I was a child? But I figured you really did want me to stay, so I ended up camping out in your living room. So don't worry, nobody came into your room. Unless it was through the giant window right here. Besides me, of course. And I only just woke up, actually. I'm sure. If you still want to, I can join you, and... actually, no, never mind. Ren looks like he'll combust on the spot if he talks any longer, and as if sharing the same thought, he clams up and awkwardly scratches his jaw. From that reaction alone, I have the slightest inclination as to what he wanted to ask me. Now that I think about it, would it be such a bad idea? Yeah, bro, hop on in. Let him stay by the door. I'm only imagining him sitting in the hallway again like a dejected dog. Get in here. Were you going to ask if you could join me in bed? Yes. No, wait, I mean, you don't mind? Because I don't mind standing here, honest. You can't even notice the draft. You can't even notice the draft, and I don't mind the sunlight directly hitting my eyes at all. Come here. Almost like a puppy, he immediately makes a beeline towards me, but not before closing the door and waiting for me to lift the blankets up. I suppose that's his way of making sure I really wanted him in my bed. Aw. Why is it every night now my avatar starts lagging? Hold on, we gotta wait for it to come back. Moving my head back and forth until I see that it's back to normal. That looks normal. Okay. It's something that only I would notice when you ever see me going like this. It's because I'm checking to see how much the lag is. I could see it in the... Be for real. I could see it in the corner of my eye. Like a couple of seconds behind me. Should I reread this because we were laggy? Okay. I suppose that's his way of making sure I really wanted him in my bed. Aw. Not wasting another second, Ren joins me underneath the duvet and makes himself comfortable beside me. Hi. Hey, stranger. Your bed is so warm. That's usually what happens when someone sleeps in it. I don't miss the way he pulls the blanket closer to his face with a warm smile. Funny, I sometimes do the same thing whenever I pull my clothes from the dryer. There's just something about the warmth and soothing sense that makes me feel happy, and it makes me wonder if Ren is feeling the same. Though admittedly it was a bit weird knowing that they're my sheets and not his own, but Ren's eccentric nature had been growing on me these last few days. Somehow this didn't really faze me anymore. Ren, however, seems to have different thoughts. As if realizing what he'd just done, his eyes grow wide as saucers before he whips his head in the opposite direction and feigns interest in the wall. There's a prominent blush spreading across his cheeks as he clears his throat and pulls the blanket down again. Before I can react, my phone goes off for what feels like the 100th time this morning, and I fish around for it once more with a groan. Not bothering to look at the screen this time, I swipe my finger across the screen to answer the call. Wait, call? Hey, morning, sleepyhead. I've got something big to share with you. If it's not too much trouble, could you go to the ferry Wait. Who is in your bed? Hello? Yes, you. I can see your arm. Oh my god. Haruko is real. Moth would go crazy. I don't think Ren would like that. Well, I don't want him to like that. Are you talking about my body pillow? Some of these, both of these I really like, but I don't want to say them because I feel like Ren isn't the type of character who would take them as jokes. Does that make sense? I'm gonna say, introduce him. Ren doesn't seem to shy away when I tilt the camera towards his face. In fact, he only seems to lean closer to me before acknowledging Moth with a smile. Huh? Since when did you become friends with the real-life version of Haruko? And you didn't even tell me? Or, wait, I think you did. Is that the submissive and breedable guy you were? Okay, I think we should move on from this topic. Moth, this is Ren. Ren, this is Moth. Nice to meet you, Mr. Submissive and Moth. What does that mean? Nothing, Pookie Bear, don't you worry. Pookie Bear? Please don't ask. No, ask them. I'm having way too much fun with this. Hey, tell me, does Kit make you wear Haruko's outfit too? No, not yet. Yet? You've talked about this? No, well, if they asked, I'm sure I wouldn't say no, and... Alright, I think we're done here. Moth, didn't you say you had something important to tell me? Oh, right. Remember how I told you about that drawing raffle I run? Or won? You know, the other day when you were at the manga store. Yeah, but you got cut off near the end, though. I couldn't really make out what you were saying after our call disconnected. I did? Weird. Maybe I'm remembering things differently again. Dang. Well, there's no harm in telling you again. You can hear me this time, right? With a laugh, I nod my head while Ren gives a thumbs up from behind my shoulder. Clearly, he's just as invested in our conversation. Loud and clear. All right, drum roll, please. Guess who won a free trip to New Salvis? Me, that's who. No way! I can feel Ren jolt in surprise from my sudden outburst before he settles back by my side. At that, I shoot him an apologetic smile, one that he returns with his own. Yes, Wei, I'm passing through Coralline Bay right now, and I figured if you were still in the area, maybe we could... Did you want to meet up? Knowing that this could potentially be the first time I meet Moth in person, I don't bother to hide my joy and excitement. Finally, after all the years of video calls and messaging each other online, we now had a chance to do it face to face. But before my thoughts can delve any further, Moth interrupts in a tone equally excited as mine. Would that be okay? I mean, the shuttle won't pick me up until tomorrow morning, so I haven't got much planned, and I wouldn't want to intrude or anything. I know this is all so sudden and we've never actually met in person yet or even made any plans to. Hey, it's fine. I can show you around the bay, take you to the infamous beach from Attack on Giants. Say less. It's then that I realize Ren is still sitting next to me, peering over my shoulder while Moth and I converse. A wave of guilt washes over me, but Moth seems to step in before I can react. Oh, right, the iconic beach scene wouldn't be complete without Haruko, would it? You should bring him with you, I don't mind. My name is Ren, but if it's really alright with Kit too, I wouldn't mind tagging along. Oh, right, you're a big fan of Attack on Giants too. You remembered? I mean, yes, I really like that anime too, so I don't mind tagging along if it's okay with you, of course. I'd love to have you with me. Oh. Ren almost slams his head against the headboard with how quickly he straightens up as Moth snickers at his reaction in the background. Kiss, kiss, kiss. I will seriously hang up on you. Moth's teasing calms down the moment I send them a faux glare. Ren seems to find amusement in my words as well, given how the corners of his lips pull into the faintest of smiles. Man, who knows what you two were getting up to in bed before I called. Goodbye, don't ever call me again. Hold on. I'll be waiting for you guys at the ferry terminal, but don't make me wait too long. Watching the ocean makes me feel nauseous. Okay, we're gonna be going to the beach, so also, I want to be the one who hangs out first. Bye. Before I can get a word in, Moth flashes me a cheeky grin and ends the call. Well then, I guess it's breakfast to go. With a smile, Ren eagerly nods his head. That was cute, I liked it a lot. The salty aroma of the sea is the first thing I notice before a large ferry boat comes into view. Ren becomes a temporary second thought the moment I realize who might be on that ship, and I hurriedly make my way towards the dock, where Moth is waiting. Kit! Moth! Kit! Moth! Almost immediately, Moth runs towards me with outstretched arms, before pulling me into a warm hug. Their excitement is almost palpable as they laugh in my ear and give me the tightest squeeze I've ever experienced. They nearly sweep me off my feet, too, had it not been for the potential safety hazards of swinging someone around on a slippery dock. Man, I couldn't wait to get off that thing. Never again am I going to ride on a ferry, ever. Ever. But oh my god, you're actually here. You're real. And you're taller than I expected too. And whoa, I love your outfit. Oh my god, tell me more, Moth. It must be the shoes. I have to get a similar pair of... Holy crap, is that... You're joking. You're actually joking. Is this real? No way, the real-life Haruko is standing before my eyes right now. Following Moth's gaze, I notice Ren sheepishly walk up to the both of us and stand by my side. He doesn't seem to greet Moth in any way, but just as I turn around to fully face him, Ren removes a hand from his pocket and gives a shy wave. Huh. I guess I've gotten so used to Ren being more forward around me that I almost forgot about his reserved side. It's nice to meet you again. And I get that a lot. It must be my shoes as well. Yeah, the shoes. Moth, you haven't even looked down yet. Do I need to? Everything I need is right here in front of me. And crap, did I say that out loud? Whatever, doesn't matter. You can't blame me when I've got the real-life Haruko standing in front of me right now. Where'd you get your hair done? Can you save me from a giant? Do you need a spouse? God, I've seen what you've done for others. Moth. I've never seen them so animated before. It was almost hard to believe that this was the same Moth who'd always shy away from social situations. Sorry, I'll try to tone it back. Keyword being try here. But for real though, thanks for coming out and meeting me like this. I know it's really last minute. Not at all. I had nothing planned for today anyway, and I'm glad Ren was willing to tag along. Of course, I like making you happy. He really is Haruko. Oh, it's Ren, and I guess, well, apart from the hair, I suppose it's just a major coincidence that Haruko and I happen to act the same. It's one of the reasons why he's my favorite character, actually. It's hard to miss the way Ren looks at me when he mentions Haruko as his favorite, but it happens all too quickly that I fear it was just the trick of my imagination. Yeah? I like him because he's hot. Plus he whimpers and pouts in the most cutest way whenever he's upset. I almost laugh at the way Ren's eyes widen at Moth's words. Also, have you seen him in the latest episode? I swear the animators knew what they were doing when they ripped his uniform. Wait, I haven't seen it yet. Don't spoil. Oh, crap, sorry. Sorry, Kay. My bad. But hey, if you got the time, why don't we all watch it together later? Sounds like fun, don't you think, Angel? I wasn't expecting Ren to join in, much less witness Moth be so social with someone. But then again, much like me, Moth has been obsessed with Attack on Giants since it first came out, so it made sense for them to be able to gush about it without any restraint. Plus, it was nice to see Moth having fun, so who was I to put a stop to it? Speaking of, did I tell you the reason I'm here in the first place? Well, you know about that one anime convention being held in New Salvis. They were hosting this AOG art contest online, so naturally I joined. And won! So now I get to go to the convention for free, and I get to have one-on-one time with all the voice actors. That's huge. I mean, come on, I finally get the chance to talk to the voice actor for Haruko. This is like a dream come true. I wonder if I can get him to say that he wants to marry me. Wait, why didn't I know about this? Yeah, now that you mention it, it is kind of strange how you never said anything to me. You must be really busy with work, huh? Work? I guess you could say that. However, with everything that's been happening recently, I'm not entirely sure I can blame my distractions on my job. And I love Attack on Giants. It's weird how I never got any recommendations or ads for the convention online. Huh, so much for personalized feeds. Ren. Why didn't you tell me about the convention that's happening nearby? Well, don't worry about it too much. I'll be sure to buy you all the Haruko charms I can find. I mean, I still owe you, don't I? Besides, the convention isn't until tomorrow, and we've got still the entire day to kill. Didn't you once say you wanted to show me around some of the sights here? Oh, you remembered? Well, since we're all here already, why don't we start with the main beach? Oh, but you don't really like the water, do you? Maybe we can just... They don't? Yeah, though it's not really the water that gets to me, it's what's lurking beyond. Unknown creatures, ships and planes that go missing for no reason, endless depths that have yet to be explored? Yeah, no, not for me. Oh, and I almost drowned as a kid. What? Unfortunately for you, Kay, you'll need to unlock my level 80 friendship to hear that one. Now, what did you say about a beach? After what happens in the latest episode, I hope I get to see Haruko's glorious butt imprint in the sand. Please don't look at me when you say that. Come on? Why not? A bit of a walk, huh? From the ferry terminal? Yeah, it's not far from my place, though. Wait, for real? You live around here? See that building over there, the tall one? Ren quickly moves out of the way as Moth squints in the direction I'm pointing at. It takes them a moment, but their eyes finally land on one building in particular, before they turn to me with a concerned look. The one with the ratty sign that's about to fall off the hinges? Yeah, that one. Oh, it's, nice. Not too shabby. Dang, it's really close to the beach, huh? I bet you get a good view of the ocean from up there. Yeah, you want to see my security cameras? Actually, the main street blocks my... Kit? And... Ron, right? Hey. A familiar voice calls out from somewhere behind us before Jay emerges from one of the buildings and jogs towards us with a bounce in his step. Hold on. Social media break. I'm exploding the ocean with my mind. For some reason, I thought it said exploring, and so I had to read it. Nothing new here. What's going on in here? Still no signal in the bathroom. Why do I have a bathroom camera to begin with? I've said this already. Okay. It's Ren. Oh, crap. Sorry. So it's Ren, huh? Ren. All right. Store that in my brain. I could have sworn I heard Leon call you Ron, though. But that's not important right now. What are you guys doing out here so early? I thought you had work today, Kit. I actually got the day off today. Which is really suspicious, and I wonder if this is connected in some way. My boss said something about bookworms, I think. So I'm spending the day showing my friend Moth around Corlin Bay. They're new here. Now that you mention it, yeah, your friend does kind of have that touristy look about them. So your name is Moth, huh? That's a really cool name. I'm Jae Hyun. Feel free to call me Jay, though. That's so much easier to remember, huh? Though I totally won't blame you if you guys start calling me Joe or something. I mean, think about it. Ron and Joe, an unlikely duo on the hunt for more hair dye. A hair dye? Ish. Tough crowd today. Ah, right. I'd almost forgotten how shy Moth gets around people they don't know. Unlike talking to strangers online, there's no safety or comfort in having a screen to hide behind in real life. Part of me wonders if this might be the reason why they seem so out of place right now, but this isn't the time to ask, and I didn't want to make Moth feel any more uncomfortable than they already were. So, were you guys heading to the beach too? I heard the swell was going to be good today. We are, actually. I wanted to show Moth the infamous Giant's Cove. Nice. Here's hoping there won't be too many tourists there today. It's still early, so maybe they're all... Oh, wait. Are you going dressed like that? Like what? Come on. 2 of you are wearing jeans and the other one has 2 sweaters on. That's totally not beach apparel. If you want, I've got a spare set of swim trunks in my bag that you can borrow for the day. Why don't I buy us some swimsuits instead? There's a beach stand just over there. You don't have to. Besides, I don't think Moth would want to get too deep into the water. It's fine, I won't be long. Okay, bye. Before I can respond, Ren is already bounding towards the nearby stall. Do you know what our sizes are? Okay, you probably know mine. Do you know Moth's sizes? To pick out some swimsuits, leaving me alone with Moth and Jay. Well then. He must be real excited about visiting the cove too, huh? Well, if you guys want to try out surfing later, come and find me. I'll be hanging out here all day. Teo and... Teo. What a mindfuck reading those 2 names back to back was for me. I don't know why. Teo and Leon, because they both start with like consonant E-O, but they're pronounced completely different. I don't know why that broke my brain a little bit. Teo and Leon might even show up later if you want to meet even more of Kit's totally cool and handsome friends. I couldn't help but playfully roll my eyes at Jay's antics. I think we'll pass, but you're heading to the beach already? Oh, You want me to stay? Ah, shucks, kid. Never mind, see ya. With a gentle shove, I usher Jay in the direction of the beach with a smile. His boisterous laughter slowly fades off as he waves goodbye to Moth and me. Nice meeting you, Moth. Tell Ren I said bye. He's really nice. He is. In the end, I find myself listening to Moth lore dump about an anime while we wait for Ren to return. And when he does, he comes back with a bunch of bathing suits, towels, and a beach bag bundled up in his arms. How many is a bunch? 3 is a normal amount. He wastes no time in handing me a swimsuit, and before I can tell what's happening, he's already ushering me towards a changing stall and promising to watch the door from outside. All right. A small part of my brain picks up on the fact that the swimsuit is in my exact size. No, that was guaranteed. But I put it on the back burner for now so I can focus on changing out of my regular clothes. When I look at all the items Ren got me, I notice that... I don't know. What'd you get me? It's a swimsuit, so you would assume that it shows parts of your skin. Did you buy me a wetsuit? Nobody wears a wetsuit. Okay, I was gonna say nobody wears a wetsuit to the beach, but technically speaking, yeah, surfers probably would. I wouldn't wear a wetsuit to the beach. I guess it's showing parts of my skin. The design on the front somewhat resembles my edgy aesthetic. What the fuck did that mean? Oh, but the design on the front somehow resembles my edgy aesthetic. I don't think this matters at all. And it makes me wonder if that was the reason why Ren intentionally picked it out for me. However, another part of me wonders if he only picked the swimsuit because it shows off some of my legs. I know what you are, Ren. I can still hear Moth moving about in the stall next to me, alongside the rustling of fabric and a few expletives, so I take my time changing. But it doesn't take long before I'm fully dressed and ready to throw myself into the ocean. As if to kill time and give everyone else a few more minutes to get dressed, I stuff my regular clothes into my bag extra slowly and swing open the door. Only to find Ren still waiting for me on the other side. Yeah, he said he would. Check it out, legs. All done? That was quick. Guess it's my turn now, huh? It's then that I noticed there were only 2 stalls available, and that Ren really was taking his guarding job seriously. Okay, bro. Go ahead. You can have your own privacy, my dude. Unless I get to see more of the tattoos, right? I keep staring at the turtleneck, like burning it in my eye with my eyes. Oh, hold on, I just read what I said. All yours, babe. Whoa. At my words, Ren's cheeks immediately flush a deep red as he draws closer to me and almost trips over his own feet. You are? Oh my... No, the changing room. Yeah, you are my boyfriend, aren't you? But I was actually talking about the stall, Ren. I mean, right. The stall. Mine. Or, my turn. In the stall. Me. It's almost endearing watching the way he puffs his cheek and pouts at his fumble. Ren makes sure to keep direct eye contact with the ground instead of me as he passes by, but he turns around at the last minute and peers at me from behind the door. You really were talking about the stall, right? Actually, never mind. Before I can respond, Ren slams the door shut and hides his flushed expression from me. I want to go back, not that I'm going to actually choose it. I want to know what his reaction is to say, come on in, let's both use the same stall. Did you want to share? Ren's cheeks turn a bright shade of red as he practically chokes on his own spit. Join you? Are you sure? I can wait outside until you're done. I don't mind. Really. Besides, that stall probably wouldn't fit the both of us. I'd be, for Haruko's sake, just use their stall. Let's go, Moth. Figuring that his timidness is holding him back from taking the initiative, I move to the side and silently back him in closer. No, I don't actually want you in here with me. I do actually enjoy single person. You know, I just wanted to see what his reaction would be to that. But in fact, I liked this reaction more. Okay, anyway. Get in there. I can still hear you too, you know. Hi, Moth. Yeah, whatever. You guys better hurry up. I'm almost done here. Ooh, okay. The walk to the beach is nothing short of eventful, and soon enough we find ourselves at the entrance to the infamous Giant's Cove. Moth can barely contain their excitement as they take in the familiar scenery before them. I wish I could read, and I don't miss the way they start to babble about the striking similarities between the beach scene from AOG and the current scene laid out before them. Really interesting if this is the place where like AOG is... I don't know how to say what I wanted to say. I've already visited this cove enough times for the excitement to wear off, but watching Moth have the time of their life right now only seems to hype me up even more. When I look back at Ren to see whether he was feeling the same, I find that he's already staring straight at me with a soft look in his eyes. He reaches a hand out to me, but just as he's about to say something, Moth cuts him off. Okay. Ooh, can we hide for a second? Ooh. That's something that I've never thought of until now, is to look at his hands. I'm not surprised by them. No, yeah, because he has the sweater over top of them. It seems like, though, in this sprite, he has more on his fingers. Like, this is like, maybe if you squint, there can be some there. Hold on, I gotta look at your fingers again. Yeah, really interesting that, because these are still long sleeves, but you can see a little bit more of like the palm of his hand. But you would still be able to see his fingers in the other sweater. And in this, it's like they're not even there in the sweater sprite, but in this one, like there are actually scars on his hand. I know too much about this boy from Tumblr. Get him away from me. Also, I don't think that your swim trunks match your shirt, but you know what? You gotta do with what you gotta do. Ooh, okay. I like Moth's outfit for one, but two, what looks like maybe stretch marks on their thighs? Maybe it's also scars. I don't know that much about Moth. But Moth doesn't strike me as someone who would cut themselves, so that's why my first thought is stretch marks. And I love that that sort of thing would be included. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe those are actually scars, but still. They actually built a monument for Attack on Giants here? That's so cool. Oh, we should take a photo to commemorate here. In a blur, Moth excitedly shoves their phone into Ren's hands and tugs me towards the stone statue made in Haruko's likeness. One of their arms hooks over my shoulder to pull me closer to their side, and I can feel their smile grow the moment they press their cheek next to mine. Ren, however, seems to have a bout of confusion as he takes in the scene in front of him, before he snaps out of his daze and lifts Moth's phone to take a photo. The camera flashes every time he takes a picture, but after the seventh flash, Moth decides that's enough and signals for their phone back. Ooh, let's see the results. When I peer over Moth's shoulder, I see that the photos Ren took were actually kind of bad. Damn. Though the statue and I were perfectly in the frame, Moth seemed to be cut out entirely, with only the arm around my shoulders making the shot. Hey, what about me? You're right there, see? My arm, you mean? Yeah. That doesn't count. Here, take another one. This time, Moth curls their arm around my waist and leans closer to my side. I don't miss the way Ren's eyes widen, nor the way he takes a second too long to take the photo, but I chalk it up to him being surprised at Moth's sudden clinginess. Was he jealous because we didn't have any pictures like these of our own? Before I can think about it further, Ren's voice grabs my attention. There, better? When Ren hands the phone back to Moth, they hunch over the screen and look over everything with a critical eye. It's almost comical watching them zoom in and out to scrutinize every little detail, but I figured it'd be best to leave them to their own devices once I see them open up a photo editing app. Okay. No doubt to cover our faces with AOG stickers before they share it in their family group chat to boast. Interesting. I wouldn't mind if you showed my face in your family group chat, but okay. Turning to my side, I look at Ren with a teasing expression. What about you, Buttercup? Huh? Don't you want a photo to commemorate this moment as well? Without waiting for a response, I playfully pull Ren's phone from his pocket and aim it at my pink-haired companion. Ooh, get it. Photo time. Work it. Ren immediately covers part of his face with his hand, but quickly realizes that he isn't wearing his thick cardigan, so the sleeves of his rash guard hardly do much to hide his growing embarrassment. He seems almost camera-shy with the way he turns away from me with a soft blush on his cheeks, though he doesn't complain when I start to take a few pictures of my own. In fact, Ren appears to revel in all the attention I'm giving him, with the way he indulges in my request with a warm smile. Feeling a sudden surge of confidence, I reach out my hand expectantly and gesture for Ren to place his cheek against it. He wastes no time in leaning down, pressing his face against my hand and nuzzling into my touch. Ren almost looks like a cute puppy like this, and I find myself taking a few more pictures to savor the tender moment. Though admittedly, the eye contact he's giving the camera feels a bit intimate, but I brush it aside for the sake of my rapid heartbeat. If I send these to you, will you make it your lock screen? Ren, can you come here for a second? I need you to compare hairstyles with the statue. My brother thinks Haruko's hair isn't fluffy enough, but... I stifle my laughter at Ren's confused look as Moth continues to rant while they tug him towards the Haruko statue. I look away the moment they ask him to start posing, and it's then that I realize I still have his phone in my hands. Ooh. But just as I move to return it to his rightful owner, the screen immediately lights up and starts to vibrate. Perhaps it's muscle memory kicking in from all the times my own phone would go off, but I find myself unconsciously lifting it to look at the screen before realizing what I'd just done. What did you do? Everything is back to normal again and it's weird. Who did you offer? First of all, multiple things that I want to say. Number 1. First redacted message or mention or anything like that. Holy shit. That's my boy. I love him so much. Just knowing off of Tumblr posts, I like redacted more than I like Ren. I'm sorry. I'm doing my best to get myself redacted in this game instead of Ren. But, we gotta deal with his Haruko ass instead. Secondly, I find it really interesting that, I can't remember if we've talked about this or not. Yeah, we have, because the glitchy stuff. Let me try one more time to start this sentence. I know that Ren can, enter the game, basically, and, make me choose certain things or make certain things happen. I find it really interesting that he has redacted at this point his own name from this text message here. But also, that makes sense. Anyway, whoa. Text message that mentions redacted. Crap, what exactly are you doing right now, Kit? Do more, please. I shouldn't be reading through someone else's private notifications like this. And yet, I couldn't help but feel... Why the fuck would I do that? What was I thinking reading his private messages like this? Ren didn't deserve to have his privacy disregarded like this. With a resolute nod, I make my way towards the group and call for Ren's attention. What did that mean? I would read his text message and then go, actually, no, I don't want to hang out with you. Like, what? Angel, sorry, did you want to take more photos as well? Here, I'll move out of the way. Actually, I was thinking about heading to the manga store to check out some of the new merch. Did you want to join us? Oh, and here's your phone. That sounds like a good idea. Here, I'll go get our bags while you finish taking your photos. Let me know when you're ready to go. Almost like a puppy, again with the puppy, Ren bounds off towards our belongings and starts to pack them up with a blissful smile on his face. That's like 3 times this day alone. Man, he really is just like Haruko. I want him to turn into his... I had to read the whole message before I understood what you were talking about. I want him to turn into a sticky hand just so I can repeatedly throw him against the wall over and over again. That's kind of fucked up, but also funny. Your levels of cuteness aggression genuinely terrify me sometimes. I've never heard that before, but 10 out of 10, let's go. The sound of lively chatter and vehicles driving by grow louder as we make our way towards the main street. Strange. Everything seems so busy and chaotic today. Was there some sort of event going on? I doubt it, considering Eleanor and I were both in charge of keeping the library's community board up to date. I would have known if there was an event happening. But before I can dwell on it any longer, I'm sure I'll figure out later. I suddenly find myself being thrust forward and onto the road. Damn. By an unknown force, before Ren reaches out a hand to pull me back. Ack. Once the initial shock wears off and I gather my bearings, I whip my head around to figure out what, or who, tried to push me. But it proves difficult with Ren's large frame blocking my view, so I remove his hand from my shoulder and sidestep around him. When I do, I come face to face with a dark, hooded figure who doesn't even bother to acknowledge our existence. What the? This loser really tried to push me onto oncoming traffic and walked off as if nothing had happened? Yeah, really. Wait, was this the person Violet was talking about? The tall build, the hooded jacket, the only thing that's missing is the crazy amount of belts on their leg. So this is my stalker? I've half a mind to just pull down their mask and hoodie to expose their identity, but I didn't want to cause a scene or make matters worse. Didn't want to cause a scene. The scene started when you were pushed into oncoming traffic. That's not you starting a scene, you're finishing the scene. Ren, however, seems to have other plans. Before I can react, he surges towards the hooded stranger with a nasty scowl on his face. What's your problem? Not even gonna apologize? What happened to the G, Ren? When no response comes, Ren reaches for their shoulder to get their attention. All it does is cause them to turn around slightly before they shrug it off and break into a sprint. Okay. Everything happens in a blur, and just as the smudge of black fades from my view, Ren's pink hair replaces it as he gently grips my arms to ground me. Are you alright? Did they hurt you? Concern and worry couldn't even begin to describe the range of emotions present on his face. Ren peers even closer when I don't respond to his questioning, and in that moment, I find myself too stunned to speak. All of my attention goes towards the warmth radiating from his sudden closeness, and the soft blue eyes peering into mine with so much worry. I can feel Ren's fingers press deeper into my shoulders, not enough to hurt me, but present enough to anchor me, as he pulls me even closer towards his chest. I feel safe being surrounded by his concerned presence, and it was nice to know that he cared so much for my well-being, so much that he'd willingly pick a fight with some stranger for a simple apology. But the moment only lasts for so long before I realize that he's trying to get me to respond. Angel, what's wrong? You okay, Kay? You okay, Kay? Do you know them or something? No, and I'm fine. They scared me is all. This has never happened to me before. You sure you're fine? You sure you're fine? You sure you're fine? You're still shaking. You want to sit down? Should I call the cops or something? I can barely hear Moth's words over the rapid sounds of my heart beating and the ringing in my ears. I wasn't able to see that person's face because of their mask, but their scent. I could recognize that smell anywhere. Okay. It was something unmistakably earthy and muddy, and it felt oddly familiar in some way. Okay. Before I can let my thoughts travel any further, I notice my friends are still staring at me with concerned looks. Not wanting them to worry, I mask my fear with a determined glint in my eye and try to ease the mood. Maybe we should head home instead. Sure, but are you sure you're all right? You still seemed a bit dazed, Kit. Yeah, I'm fine. We should probably get off the street, though. I suppose peak hour is starting soon. That might explain why they're in such a rush. Still, it wouldn't hurt to apologize for bumping into someone. Well, whatever. You said you wanted to head home? They did. So, where do you want to go, Angel? If you like, we can go to my apartment. It's not far from here. But you already know that, don't you? Or we can go back to your place if you prefer. Hey, Moth, do you want to see Ren's house? Moth would honestly probably want to see my house first. Let's be honest with ourselves here. That's a choice I honestly don't know. Like, we should probably go to my place because Moth is with us. It's not far from here either. Purely on the happenstance of that loser being my stalker, I'm sure they wouldn't have the guts to try anything while I had company over. And somehow, having Moth and Ren nearby seems to boost my confidence, so I boldly commit to my decision with a nod of my head. Is that fine with you guys? Yeah, of course, it's fine. Moth still seems a bit peeved by the person who bumped into me, but they still nod their head at my question. Alright then, let's go. Yeah, can we talk about that scene? Because... Sorry, I was reading. Text came up and I started reading it. Like, they pushed me and then they just walked away. I'm trying to get into the headspace, the mind of them, to be like, why would you do that? What reason is there in the world for pushing someone and then just walking away? Like, when you're obviously caught, I feel like acting nonchalant about it is just doesn't make sense to me. In good news, though, it does mean that there's another person besides Ren who is stalking me. So I have that going for me. Why? Don't know. They're familiar. They smell familiar, whatever the hell that means. Anyway, I'm not sure who exactly suggested it, but once we settle into my apartment, we all find ourselves huddled in the kitchen with a recipe pulled up on Ren's phone. I want to check my social media. Nobody has done anything. Damn, how about this? Nobody's here. My bathroom camera is still not working. It was by some miracle that we had all the necessary ingredients in my pantry. I'm sure. That's a lot of stuff to keep track of, Ren. What's in my pantry? Though the only thing missing was a tablespoon of sugar. Oh no! Yeah, 1 single tablespoon. It's fine. I doubt it'd taste any different whether or not we add sugar. but the recipe calls for sugar. I'm sure the recipe will continue to live a long and prosperous life without it. Didn't you read the chef's family story? The sugar is mandatory. I honestly skipped over it. Ren genuinely looks heartbroken at the prospect of Moth skipping past the long-winded story about how the recipe had been passed down from generation to generation, or so I assumed, and I had to admit the sight was kind of funny. But the bickering could only go on for so long before it started to become something more serious. It's fine, Ren. Besides, we'd only waste time going to the store just to buy some. I can get some delivered here, and what if Angel needs sugar for something else later? They'd have to go out of their way to buy it. We'd save more time by doing it now. But we'd still have to wait, and it's just a tablespoon. It's not just a Alright, look, we shouldn't be arguing over this. Once I speak up, the two of them immediately pipe down. I catch a glimpse of Moth rolling their eyes at Ren's reaction, which was to stiffen his lip, pick out his jaw, and look down at his feet. Well then, what do you think we should do? Don't make Angel decide. Why not? It's not like you're going to agree with me, right? I still think it's okay, I don't mind. Whether or not that was true, it was too late for me to take it back. What should I do? Part of me is like, if you're gonna do an online delivery, that sounds fine, even though it's just sugar. I feel like continuing without sugar, it's just a tablespoon. However, it's sounding like I don't have any sugar ever, and so it's not just that we're short a tablespoon, but like, it's the only tablespoon of sugar in this entire recipe. So I feel like it'd really be missing something if we didn't have that sugar. I'm not asking my neighbors because I'm kind of scared of leaving these two alone. Sure, let's do an online delivery. $15 for a single bag of sugar. Let's go. Yeah, sure, of course. Oh, alright, I suppose it might make a difference after all. I've been watching this new cooking anime recently, and I learned that oh, wait, Kit only asked for sugar. You don't need to buy any scones. No, please. Buy me some scones as well. It says that you save more if you spend over $50, and the shipping comes free as well. That's a load of horse crap to get you to spend more. Here, let me see. In the end, the two ended up curating an entirely new grocery list for me, which made their argument about waiting kind of redundant. That's fine. Buy me scones. With everything settled, we all go back to making dinner. Admittedly, I was a little wary of letting Ren watch the stove, considering how he once burnt an entire pan of pancakes. To me, it only sounded like he burnt one pancake. There were extras that were unburnt. Yet he seems to be doing well so far. Moth, however, is all too happy to wash the dishes, which leaves me in charge of dumping the remaining vegetables onto the pan while Ren stirs. Okay. You know, Kay, if you were a vegetable, you'd be a cucumber. Cringe. Well, if you were a potato, you'd be a sweet one. Cringe. You think I'm sweet? Ugh, you two are acting like an old married couple now. Gross. Can we go back to the conversation about Ren not knowing the difference between a cucumber and a zucchini? Damn, man. Because it's kind of funny watching him married. Like he didn't hear a word Moth said. We really look like we're married? Ren, your hand is getting awfully close to the flame. Huh? Oh crap, I didn't notice. You didn't notice? Now that I'm here thinking about it, Ren did have quite a number of strange markings littering parts of his hands. Some look like deep cuts, while others closely resemble inflamed blemishes and burn marks. Did something happen to him in the past? Was that why he wasn't able to feel the heat coming from the stove? Before I can ask, Ren seems to notice my inquisitive gaze fixated on his hands and beats me to the punch. Curious? I once said that I'd tell you about my entire life story, didn't I? All you have to do is ask, Angel. Was he really being genuine right now? If so, All right then, how'd you get the burn marks? There's a flash of something in Ren's blue eyes as he steps closer and fills the space between us. You didn't have to step closer in order to tell me a story, my man. He effortlessly cages me in between his chest and the flat surface behind me. Excuse me, I don't do PDA at all, and Moth is in the room. Back the fuck up. Before he leans down and lowers his voice to a hushed whisper that sends a shiver down my spine. Ew. Okay, you'll have to keep this a secret between you and me. It's pretty embarrassing. And no telling your friend either. Okay. Nodding my head, I try my best to focus on Ren's words and ignore the way his unique scent floods my senses and has me unconsciously leaning closer for more. Well, when I was a kid, I went camping with my mom. It was our first time doing something like this, so we didn't have much experience. I guess kid me wanted to prove just how reliable and capable he could be, so I volunteered to start the campfire while my mom pitched the tent. Big mistake. The fire got way out of hand, and before I knew it, the only thing I could feel was the flames scorching my skin and this horrible burning sensation tearing me up. The heat ended up marring most of my arms, and I suffered a lot of nerve damage from it, and now it's left me practically unable to feel most things. And what's worse is that my nerves continue to deteriorate with every passing day, no matter how hard I try to prevent it from happening. It's reached a point where I can barely feel anything at all. Cool. As if to prove a point, I hear Ren's hand grip the counter by my side, almost alarmingly tight. But I guess that's why I always like touching you. It's sad, isn't it? Someone who can hardly discern things by touch, no matter how hard they try, yet always yearning to see just how much they can still feel. I want to experience everything I can before it all goes away, and you make it possible. Wow. After hearing all that, it makes me want to I'm between two options here, and I don't know which one makes the most sense in my brain, so we're gonna have to talk it out. Congratulations. That's what happens when I play visual novels. I talk out every single thought. Try to make decisions. So, reach for his hand. He's just having a conversation about how he can't feel anything in his arms. So on one hand, I feel like it makes thematic sense because we're talking about his hands. And even though he has a harder time feeling in his hands, that it would still mean a lot to him if I did. On the other hand, because he feels as he can't feel a lot in his arm and hands, it makes sense to touch him somewhere else, somewhere he could actually feel it. I'm not touching his chest. I'm not doing that. You know what? That didn't help me pick a side at all. So I'm gonna do both, and I'm gonna see which one I like better. Let's go for the hand first. I silently reach for his hand on the counter and grasp it tightly in my own. His own eyes widen in surprise before I feel a puff of air against the shell of my ear. He's looking at it. I'm not going to read this entire thing. I'll just summarize for you guys. He smiles. And then Moth says something about cooking. Okay. Face-wise, yeah, he can hardly feel anything in his hands anymore, so that means cup his cheek. All the faint freckles and blemishes that litter his face, part of me wants to trace them, but I hold back for now. It's much better like this, right? This way you can feel everything. His own eyes widen at my words before I feel him nuzzle his face closer to my hands. He smiles. He starts tearing up. But then Moth interrupts. I like that one better. I like that one better. Like I said, thematically, it would kind of make sense in that scene to touch his hands because that's what we're talking about. And it's a way to like signify, I could see it as a way to signify that like it does not matter to me. Not in a bad way. Like, that doesn't make you any less of a person. But also simultaneously, I could understand like it being better and more meaningful to him if I don't touch his hands, because he's just talking about how like he can't feel in his hands. I could see either side to this. I'm gonna go ahead with this one though. Dude, watch what you're cooking. What is he cooking? His sleeve? Or are we talking about just the fact that the cooking is burning? Because that's fine too. Although dinner ended up being a little toasty, it does little to sour the rest of our evening, despite the slight pout that lingers on Ren's features. I don't know, this is 2 for 2 on you overcooking something. We decided to eat in the living room so that we could watch AOG, and eventually we blazed through 14 episodes. Damn. And even a few MeTube theory videos before the events of the day slowly started to catch up to us. Moth was the first to let out a yawn, and eventually the rest of us fell victim to it. I didn't want to leave the warmth of my blankets, but someone needed to turn my couch into a temporary bed for Moth to sleep on. Oh, woe is me. Looking back at them, I see that they're already halfway to dreamland, given the way their head was awkwardly thrown over the seat of the recliner, with drool peeking out from the corner of their lip. Getting up as quietly as I can, I silently tiptoe towards my bedroom to retrieve a few spare pillows and a blanket. But what I didn't expect was for Ren to follow close behind. I did. His presence practically startles me, and he takes all my willpower not to yell out in surprise. Had he always been so stealthy? 100% yeah. You'd think that with his large and lanky frame, he'd be a little bit more noisy, right? As if noticing how quiet I'd suddenly become, Ren offers to fill the silence. Sorry, I just wanted to see if you needed any help. Here, I can carry these for you and help your friend get set up. Did you want to get changed in the meantime? Sleeping in that might be a little uncomfortable. Oh, sure, thanks, but... I can easily distinguish the concern in his voice, but my thoughts were elsewhere at the moment. I can't believe it took me this long to realize, but where was Ren going to sleep? Would he mind sharing the bed with me? I mean, we've both been really adamant about Ren being my boyfriend, and he's shown no complaints up until this point. Would he mind? Deciding I won't get my answer by simply thinking about it, I turned my attention back to Ren once more. Did you want to sleep with me tonight? Sleep with you? You mean, like, you know? Or did you mean... I was talking about sharing a bed with me, you dork. Oh, right, yeah, yes, that's fine, I don't mind. But what about you? Are you really okay with that? I wanted everybody to sleep on the couch, to be with Moth, just in case my stalker comes in. Or whoever that was who pushed me into the road. But I don't seem to have that option, so instead, crawl on in, boy. Yeah, why wouldn't I be? You're my boyfriend, aren't you? Bro, even if you weren't, crawl on in. Yes? Yes. I'll bring this to your friend and come right back. Okay. But just to make sure, you really want me to share a bed with you? Yes, Ren. And I'm really your boyfriend. Yes, Ren. Really? You promise? Hurry up before I change my mind. At that, Ren practically teleports out of my room and sprints down the hallway. Settling into bed, I let out a deep sigh and sink deeper into my pillow. Ren joined me earlier after he stripped himself of his outer cardigan and belt, though I figured the jeans must have been comfortable enough for him to sleep in. I doubt it, but he's gonna do it anyway. But it wasn't like I had any spare clothes that would fit his large and lanky frame. Booty shorts. And there was no way I was going to ask him to take his pants off. Ren, however, didn't seem to mind sleeping in denim, as he paid them no mind the moment he joined me under the covers and pulled me closer towards his body. I was so close that I could feel his chest slowly rise and fall against my backside, signaling that he'd already fallen asleep, and I found it oddly soothing somehow. It was so soothing, in fact, that it almost had me dozing off as well. Yet, for some reason, my mind didn't seem to get the memo. That's right, I do want to check my social media one last time before bed. Nothing has changed. Damn. Terrible day for social media. Where's Moth? It's just something to click on at this point. Something new to click on. Today had been an eventful day, to say the least, but despite everything, I was glad that Moth seemed to enjoy themselves. All I wanted was for them to have a fun and memorable experience here in Coralline Bay, much like I did all those years ago. Nothing could replace those fond memories of me exploring the wonders of the town on my own as a child, even going as far as Lake Blue Moss before an adult would find me and tell me it was time to go home. Thinking back on that memory, wasn't there someone else with me? I remember leaving the playground to venture deeper into the woods, far enough that I could see the actual lake itself, and there would always be someone waiting there for me. Was it Leon? It was him, right? I honestly couldn't remember anyone else from my childhood. But what about the child with the pigtails and colorful bandages all over their body? Was that Leon? Somehow that didn't feel right. Well, all this thinking wasn't doing me any good. I had to be up early if I wanted to catch up with Moth before they left. Sighing once more, I turn on my side and try to count sheep. Eventually it works. I've never had that work in my life, but continue. So I soon find myself falling into a deep, comforting slumber. Honk shoo, me. Yeah, and I had a feeling that is the end of the demo. Have you tried getting all the different endings yet? No, because I know all the rest of them are going to be bad. Yeah, and then the official Discord or Tumblr for updates and such. I feel like that was kind of, like, I knew that the ending was coming up, but I didn't expect it to be that soon, I guess. Though once like the 6th day comes out and things like that, it will just be more things to explore. Oh gosh, we have so many things to talk about at the end of this demo. First of all, we finished it. There's no more after that until there's an update. And I don't know if the next update is going to be the full game or if it's going to be the 6th day or what exactly it is. It was interesting seeing somebody push me into the middle of the road. Like I said, it makes me think that I perhaps have 2 stalkers. Though the other part of me is like, well, if Ren's stalking me, wouldn't he know about the fact that I have another stalker? But I don't think that he'd be working with somebody, and I don't think that he would intentionally cause me harm by trying to throw me in front of a car like that, if he was working with somebody, you know? So many questions, but that's the thing that I'm most excited about with this game, is seeing the answers to these questions and what exactly is going on here. I find it such a compelling, I guess, plot. I'm interested in knowing more. And yeah, because we had that redacted mention, I'm trying really hard. I'm trying my best to get redacted. There is, I already know, and I talked about this before, very briefly, but I didn't name redacted because at that point we hadn't like known him technically. But I do know that there are certain things that you can say in the game, the more that you like kind of hint to Ren, like, I'm not really into the Haruko persona, you know? I like guys that are a little bit more goth and whatever. He'll take off the Haruko persona and go back to being redacted. And I want that because if you've ever seen fan art of redacted, Thank you. Wow. So, I'm hoping for that personally. Though there is something to be said. I do kind of like his stupid, silly, like, oh my gosh. Are you sure that you want to share a bed with me? You know? But I just really want to try my best to get redacted later, eventually, in the future. Yeah, I can't think of anything else that I want to say. Those are my main 2 points, pretty much. I'm excited to see more of this game. I'm gonna follow the developer on Tumblr. Well, really, it's the Tumblr account for 14 Days With You, not the developer themselves. To get some information, keep my eyes peeled for when either day 6 of the demo or the full game comes out. We'll play it a little bit more. But for right now, that's the end of the demo. That's all that we have. So I'm going to go ahead and end this here for now. I want to say the series here for now, but depends on what happens later on with either day 6 or the full demo, the full game. Yep. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for watching this series as a whole up until this point, and I will see you in the future for when more 14 Days With You comes out.